Welcome to Ignite Success. I'm your host, Snowden McFall, 25-year professional speaker, 6-time author, and women's coach in confident public speaking and money business breakthroughs. And with me today is Lisa Ann Fontana of Me the People. Welcome, Lisa Ann.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So tell us about Me the People and what this is all about.
So Me the People, my experience growing up, and it's been echoed by thousands of people at this point. If you're a non-voter, the biggest reason for disengagement is that the vast majority of states don't teach civics, love of country, community involvement to any students anymore. So Americans like me, they literally know nothing about it. So if you don't know anything about it and there's no acknowledgement of how confusing this is, well, then you're out of luck. And that's really terrible and extremely easy to fix. That's what I do.
So you teach people how to vote, is that right?
I teach the first half of it. So what I do is I welcome people in. The goal of what we do is to help people get comfy in their country. So I help 92 million people who want to get comfy in their country and confident in their vote. Comfy in your country means that people feel welcome and wanted in their government, and that's missing. Nobody knows what it's like to feel like they belong in their government. Then it also means that they can lean into democracy on their own terms, that they know how to register to vote if they want to. And then if they choose to vote, they are comfortable walking into a polling place or ordering a vote by mail ballot. So it's that first section of everything. And then later it can get as deep as it wants. But I think we start constantly at getting people to vote, misunderstanding that the reason those 92 million don't do it is because they don't understand it and they don't feel welcome. And that's why they avoid it, if that makes sense.
Makes total sense. I was just talking to a young friend of mine who was telling me that she voted recently and it was extremely complicated because her district was different from another district and the ballot was completely different. And she had researched candidates that weren't at her district when she went to the actual polling place. So I think it can be very confusing. Tell us about Citizen Cupcakes.
I do. I get asked about Citizen Cupcakes a lot. This is one of my absolutely favorite things. When I wrote my book, Me the People, with a smiley face on it so that it doesn't feel so scary, my goal was to disarm the angst that surrounds government and politics. And if you read it, I did. But then people would share it with other people. They wouldn't, because there was the stigma behind voting or engaging into government had not changed for them. So I created welcome parties and I went on this library tour, and that did help. But the stigma, that irritation with government, with a system that it just had left them behind, it was still there. And so it was that hesitancy to get energized and lean in. And I didn't like that. So I'm a professional actor. So I created a character who would be so over the top that I could hurdle that challenge and that stigma. So we use cupcakes to practice how to have a political conversation without bloodshed, or stop one already. And thus Citizen Cupcakes was born. Easy way to bring people in with sugar.
Yeah, sugar is always a way to bring people in. So before COVID, you would travel around the country and lead these kinds of events?
Yes, and we were starting to slow down. I was still doing them. They got popular. I'm thrilled, but they got popular. And we just couldn't keep up with the demand. And so we created an online program so that people, one of my favorite things to do was large block parties. I would sit in one family's home and every 20 minutes we would do a run through, and you could sit with your kids or by yourself, whoever you were, wherever you are in this process, you could come, be welcomed, and get excited and jazzed about your country. But then it began to be so busy that I didn't have the time. And when you're also going out and speaking to people about proper outreach and how to get people to lean in, my time frame was getting squished, and I hated letting go of the work. So we created the online series. We do them every Saturday night from now until the election. Please come join us on Facebook. But also, you can throw your own. So if you have a family at home right now, or you're in an area where you can get together while social distancing, if you go to my website is methepeoplevote.com, and that's me, M as in mother. And so when you go there, we walk you through the whole process. The videos are there, the itinerary, everything you might need to throw your party. And all it is ordering junk food and having fun. I have no suckers to show you here, but we always have junk food, and we sit and we learn video after video as a group. And then we kind of can ask questions, and you can do the same thing with your friends and your family. Or if it's just you and me, then it's just you and me.
Well, it sounds awesome, and you're nonpartisan, correct, Lisa Ann?
Yes, and I'd love to make that distinction for anyone who doesn't know. Bipartisan, this is about the two-party system. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. I didn't either. Come to my party. We show all that to you. But bipartisan means both parties. That's a Democrat and a Republican, respectfully. If you are nonpartisan, if you're bipartisan, that means you go both ways. If you are partisan, it means you only go one way. If you are nonpartisan, it means we don't deal with them at all. So that's what we do. I teach you what parties are because you need to know that. But other than that, parties are not part of what I do because they're not in the Constitution. I do government and letting you know what everything is. So when it comes at you, you can recognize it and deal with it.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Lisa Ann. And we want everybody to vote this year, and you can educate people and voters on the process, on standard civics, on loving our country, regardless of what party you belong to. And we so appreciate all the work that you're doing.
Thank you. If you want to come this weekend, next week, we're going to have a full video ready. Bill Cowell's the supervisor of elections for Orlando. He is going to be coming out, for Orange County and answering questions about ballot blues and snafus. And then lastly, if you come and watch a party, after that, we're almost done with a series. And this is a very short video series. It's going to take you from I don't know how to vote to yay, I voted. Very simple, specific to get you registered, order a ballot, find a polling place, and get it done.
Thank you so much. And we appreciate you watching, and we want to make sure that you vote because this year it's more important than ever. We have more guests coming up. Thanks for watching Ignite Success.